All right, welcome back to this episode of Independent. I am here joined by my incredible co-host, Nick D, who's vibing out right now.
Say it again.
My incredible co-host, Nick D, capital incredible.
Yes.
Today we're going to answer some questions that we got on TikTok and Instagram, so let's jump right into it.
Yeah. Hit us, Bree.
Hit us, Bree.
All right, the first question. I believe this is for Nick D because it seems like something that's meant for you.
Okay.
How long did it take you to find that specific sound you have?
Okay. I would say, are we going to call like Pineapple the sound? Is that what we're calling it? Like just that pop pocket?
I think it's just like fun, catchy. You're in a good mood. It's sunny. You're drinking an iced coffee.
Yeah.
Makes you happy.
Just kind of like happy pop pocket that I've been in. So first, I mean, I love to create all music. I love to create any type of, sometimes I use it to get things off my chest. Sometimes I use it to speak on things I want to speak on. And oftentimes I just want to make some love songs about my wife and, inspire people to love others well. So to answer the question, how long did it take? I've been pursuing music as a career for now 3 years. I used to make music in high school, but I didn't decide to pursue it as a career until January 2019. And I released a song every 2 weeks with a music video. So a single every 2 weeks with a music video, 24 music videos 1 year. And I would say somewhere in there, the pocket that I'm in right now was dabbled with. A couple of the songs I would say were in that realm, right? And then I think it just kind of took over naturally when you have a song that does really well. And it's not in the sense of like, this is what people like, so this is what I'm going to do. It just felt right. It felt right. And I think, maybe it doing well emphasizes, how you feel about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I really enjoy making music like that. It's not forced, It feels natural. It feels like it's what I'm supposed to be making, but I still love to do like hip hop and things. So I always will. But I think, right, like you can tell and other people can tell when you've hit a stride. So I guess I'd say when Pineapple was released, but I wrote Pineapple in January of 2020, or January 2021. So 2 years, I guess.
So this next question, I think it's for both of you, but it actually might start a debate between you two. How important is a good mix and master to getting a song to go viral? For context, it's funny because Nick couldn't care less, or he could care, but he's not as picky. Connor will take days and days perfecting a mix. So
mixes,
I'll let you guys hash it out.
Hey, Connor.
Well, I think we would both, let's find some common ground here, shall we?
We don't have any.
Do you agree a bad mix can make a good song bad?
I think good content can fix it.
Okay.
You hear some of these songs pop off, they're like, was that recorded like in your shower?
Yeah.
Like
You can laugh.
Sorry.
but that don't be like 20 million streams.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
I'm definitely, I feel like this would have started a debate like a month or two ago, but since
Nick has changed you.
Nick has changed me.
He's a changed
Nick
man.
has converted me. I care less about, I used to care about the artwork. I like Photoshop my artwork. I'll change the font size from 12 to 11.
Yeah. And then you look at mine, it's like, is that a pineapple with sunglasses on?
Perfect. No, it's true. So I'm caring less about that. I'm caring less about the mix. I just had a mix that it was the first time I ever was like no mix notes. I was just like, I like how it sounds. I'm not gonna sit here and compare it to every other song that I like and raise the kick. And I was just like, it sounds good, so I'm gonna trust that. So you know what? We're on the same page here.
All right. Well, yeah. I would say if you send it to a good engineer, one that you like, right, one that you've built a relationship with, just trust it.
Yeah.
Trust that it's good.
Do you guys think that varies by genre, though? Do you think that maybe the hip-hop community, because they want that bass to kick harder and stuff, it's more important?
And I think that's, kind of what I mean by find the engineer that you're going to work with, that you like to work with. Rarely will I have something to say. And if it's something I have to say, it's like, can you turn my vocals up? Because my engineer tends to put them right in the middle, and I like them to sit in front. So oftentimes I won't say anything, and I'll just release it anyway because I don't care enough to like. But sometimes I'm like,
just a little bit.
That's a little too low.
Yeah. So
that's mainly the only thing I'm super particular on. And if you want to avoid those things altogether, sit in on the session when it's being mixed. Whether it be just simply over FaceTime, because then the engineer can be like, hey, do you like this? Or you're like, do you like this beat cut here? Do you like this echo here? This reverb here? This delay here? You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that could be helpful.
Yeah.
Love it. Next question. So I make music, but I'm struggling to promote it because I don't want to feel like a sellout. How did you grow your audiences?
What?
They're basically saying, I think it's someone that's like scared to maybe start posting on TikTok because people will start saying like, oh, you sold yourself out, you're on TikTok now. I think there is a culture like that in the music world where people are like...
Yeah, I think there is, and I just don't understand. It's like you either got to get with it or like... or don't complain about it. Like it's just where it's at right now. Like there's... If you're not going to do it, don't complain about it. I mean, simple as that. It's just like...
It is a simple answer. I think there was one point in time where, Connor, you were a little hesitant. You're like, nah, TikTok's for kids.
Yeah,
it's
like
I
don't want to be the TikTok guy.
Yeah,
and part of me also felt like it wasn't cool, but it was just like, but you have to.
And it also depends on the content that you're creating. There are people that create corny content. There are people that create a gimmick. There are people... And not gimmick as like... Because you do need, like the real... definition of gimmick, right? Like your thing, like your whatever, but not gimmick as in something fake. You know, people oftentimes try to do things for likes, clicks, or views in the wrong way. Not because it was engaging and true to themselves, but because they thought it was funny or viral or, you know, and one thing with it, this is a tangent, but people see so many people doing duets. Okay, not duets. Remixes or like rapping over other people's beats and just not promoting their own content. So when they get all these followers, I see time and time again they got 2 million followers and 100,000 monthly listeners, or even less, 30,000 monthly listeners. And it's like it's not translating because you gained your follower base, your fan base, off of not your own stuff. You know, you did like a Jack Harlow remix, like a What's Poppin' remix. You did a Drake cover. You put a verse on a Bieber song, you know, and people are like, oh, I love that Bieber song. And then they like what you did, but they like it because they liked that Bieber song first, not because like it was yours.
Connor's sitting over here right now, just like...
I'm like, he's talking about me.
I'm not talking about you.
No, but in a way you are, and it's good because the first conversation we ever had and a great piece of advice you gave me was, you said, you know, I notice you're, you know, kind of becoming known for these back and forth remixes on TikTok. Just be careful because people will follow you and be fans of you for that. And then you try to post your original and they don't want to hear it. Yeah. So don't be known as the remix guy. Yeah. And ever since you told me that, I haven't done a back and forth remix. And I've been posting more of my original music, and my viral videos as of recent have been my original stuff. So
Come on now. And at the time you probably had how many TikTok followers?
At the time when we first talked?
Sure.
500.
500,000.
How many monthly listeners?
Ooh, like 40,000. Yeah, now
Point
I'm at
proven.
like 150,000.
Now that you're posting your original music and your original content, what's your monthly listeners?
150,000.
He has gained around 100,000 monthly listeners in a couple weeks just from following that advice.
And there was another tip I gave you for how to convert people to Spotify better, right?
Remind me? You probably did.
I don't. It's part of the paid content. So I don't.
I gotta pay you to tell me again.
No, for the thing. So, but like it's part of the course, right? If we're gonna do a course, but but you implemented it, and your You Said song goes from 3,000 streams a day.
3,000 streams a day on average to like 60,000 5 days in a row.
The next day, 20K. The next day, 54. The next day, 52. The next day, 57. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah,
It's not just crazy. Like
that song
your
had been out for months.
your freaking life is changing now.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And it's like
it's impacting a lot.
And you posted your original content to get it to do that. Your music. No one that followed you from those videos came for any other reason than for your own music.
The last thing I'll say on it before we switch to the next question is, do you think there is good use in using things like, for a singer, a cover, for a rapper, a remix, to start gaining the fan base? Or do you think it's at all times not a good idea?
Well, I can't say no, because Joyner Lucas did it.
I was about to say.
Tory Lanez did it.
Yeah.
So I can't say no.
Because it has worked.
It's worked.
Yeah.
I think it's oversaturated on TikTok, right? So I think but you got guys like the guy that did a What's Poppin' remix. I think he's got like 2 million followers on there. I forget his name. Nice guy, but it's not translating to his original music.
Gotcha.
His What's Poppin' remix went crazy viral. Got used by it was the #1 trending sound on TikTok for a while. It was like what's poppin'? Dang, what's poppin'? Who knocking? I don't know what it was, but
Just watching. I saw a TikTok of that the other day.
What's poppin'? Don't mind me, just watching.
Oh, I feel like I have heard that.
Yes, that's nice guy. Spoke with him a couple times.
Good,
but just it's not translating for him to his original music as I'm sure he would hope that it would.
Yeah.
As far as like you got this huge audience, but then your monthly listener count, and I think it's because he does a lot of those remixes, right? And it's not always like, this is me, this is my music, I want you to follow me for this reason. But I can't say that it doesn't play a role, because there's Livingston, for example, this crazy cool voice, does covers, got 2 million followers. He has great monthly listeners. So I don't.
Well, I think what's cool about when people do covers is you can actually release them on Spotify.
Yeah,
and you can grow your
Ryan Mac.
Right. Where with as a rapper, if you do a remix, it means you're changing the words, so you actually can't release it. But yeah, if you're just covering it word for word, you get the license. You can do that all through DistroKid, which is cool. And it actually does impact your listeners. So I think it's different for rap stuff.
Yeah, I think you get a less split on the royalties when you do a cover, but but you can build a career off that. People like Connor Maynard and Maynard.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Good answers. This question comes from a band, actually. I saw this one on TikTok. They said, we just had a song go viral. What's the follow-up to that? So you have a song go viral.
You're talking about what's the name of the band?
Oh, was it the We Are the People, or We Are? I feel like I know what you're talking about.
I'll have to double check. I don't know off the top of my head.
Cool.
But I'll throw
So
it
I
in.
assume they're saying they had like a song go viral on TikTok? Like they had a video?
They didn't specify, but let's just imagine that like...
Okay, well, let's do this. So Fine Apple goes viral.
Yeah.
What did you think your next move was, and what was your next move?
My next move was release more songs so that the people coming from there are going to find more new music.
Interesting. So your mindset wasn't like let me
capitalize on Fine Apple more. I'm
going to
move
content.
on.
Yeah, you were like, oh, I need more other songs.
Yeah, I need to show them everything I got.
Cool.
Because this is a moment, and I need to capture this moment. And there's people that would say the otherwise. They like, no, to capture this moment, you need to hone in on this one song. My whole approach to independent music is build a big catalog and let these songs work for me. Now, Fine Apple, right? I ended up doing a singles deal on Fine Apple, which I'll talk in detail on another episode.
Yeah.
So I in that scenario, I signed a contract. I didn't sign as an artist. I signed just the single. I was always have been and always been an independent artist, but I told them I would not release music for 90 days as part of the agreement, so that they could work Fine Apple. And I'm not gonna get into it deep, but I don't even know really what they did. They didn't do much. I think they were hoping that I would work Fine Apple only for 90 days. But anyway, So I wasn't able to really follow through on what I wanted to do. I got like 2 songs out after in the meantime, and then I would have loved to been able to do what I wanted through those 90 days. But I came back strong with Icy Pop.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
So if you had the chance to do it again, you would have not.
Yeah, I would have come back at him with more music.
Right.
You know?
That's good advice.
Yeah.
This question is specifically for Nick. How is it trying to get into the music industry while living in a small town in Virginia?
I love this question because I've been asked why I don't move to an LA or New York or Nashville or Miami. And for me, I would rather be a big fish in a small pond than a small fish in a big pond. I think there's too many distractions in things going on in bigger cities and bigger environments, and there's always going to be people that you don't really want to talk to, and you don't really want to engage with. So I love the fact that I am. All you need is the internet nowadays, and I think I had a buddy of mine who said he's going to move to LA to pursue music, and he's a singer-songwriter, and I'm like, man, there's 10,000 of you in LA. There's one of you in Culpeper. One of you. And he stayed, and now he's a full-time gigging musician. If he'd have went to LA, he'd have been struggling, finding a couch to sleep on, no bathroom where he's living, It's just not all glitz and glamour out there. I had another guy that I know went out there, and that was the scenario. It looked like he was, whatever, but I mean, he is slumming it living on a couch, and there's no bathroom. He's showering at the gym. Sure, there's opportunity and there's people out there, but for me, that's distraction. That's not my approach to it. I'm like, I don't need to network. I don't need to find people to suck up to. I don't need to do this. I need to work my tail off. And when I do this, it's going to be because I did it, not because somebody put me in the right room or because X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, I think the internet has changed all of that.
Yes, absolutely. That's all you need. You need the internet, and you need
hard work.
Hard work. People don't want it bad enough. I'll talk about that too on another one, but because I'll talk forever on that.
I am a rapper, singer, songwriter from the UK. I'm trying my best, but I don't have any beats. Any advice? I actually see this question a lot. It's like, how can I find beats? I'm a rapper, but I don't have beats. So Connor, where do you find beats? How do you connect with producers? And how does it work with licensing the beat, using the beat?
I'm in a fortunate position now, as I'm sure you are, where a lot of producers are sending me stuff a lot, whether it's through DM on Instagram, whether it's they find my email on my website and they send me a Dropbox link. But prior to that, there's so many ways. I mean, there's on YouTube, there's producers uploading stuff all the time. If you like something, go to their YouTube About section, find their Instagram, DM them. Hey, love this beat you uploaded. Can I get 5 more like this to listen to? If we like one, let's figure out, how to go from there. But yeah, whether it's YouTube, BeatStars, there's so many beats out there. That's actually a lot of different outlets and avenues. You think I'm missing anything?
No, I don't think we're the resource. I don't know, but because if that question is like, I'm so new to this, I have no idea where to find a beat, then my answer is go to beatstars.com. Think of an artist, that you'd like a similar beat as to practice on. Post Malone type beat, search that in BeatStars, search that in YouTube. If that's the question, right, on the super base level. If it's not, and it's how do I connect with producers and how do I blah, 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 or even how do I afford, beats. If you're at an early stage, relationships with people who are on the same level as you are going to be huge. You can find producers that will give you free beats for 50-50 of the money generated from the song, and because you don't have any money, that's the option you have to take. If you have money, I never did that. I always bought my beats exclusively. so that it was done up front, boom, bow, and then I could release it, and that was it. And then there's ability to lease production. Sometimes as low as $15 a beat, you can lease it, and as long as your song's not doing over 1 million streams, then you're good to go. And there's options also to just download free beats, and as long as you're not releasing it for profit, not submitting it to Spotify or Apple Music, and you're just putting it on YouTube and you're turning off ad revenue, then you can do a lot of stuff on free beats. So I think I touched on every bit of the possibilities for what that question could have meant.
Yeah, I think it's someone just starting out and they're like, I just don't have a beat. Where do I look?
Yeah.
Yeah, BeatStars.com.
BeatStars is a great place to start.
BeatStars and YouTube. YouTube was the wave, and then BeatStars happened, and I think BeatStars makes it really easy.
Mm-hmm. Totally. This is a really good question. How do you weigh wanting to post a new song every 2 to 3 weeks with giving Spotify enough time to review your pitch in the pitch tool for playlisting?
I once asked you this question, and you gave me a great answer, so.
Regurgitate it.
You told me don't worry about the playlists, especially at the point I'm at in my career. I'm still like really in this growth area early on, and playlisting sure might get you some extra streams, but it's not going to convert real fans. And so worrying about getting on playlists is nowhere near as important as growing your catalog and continuing to get more music out and having more real fans who are engaging with you in a real way. Because a lot of times playlists too are passive. People are listening to them passively. They're in the background at a party. They're in the background at a gym. And again, it might be an extra few streams on your Spotify for Artists at the end of the week. But did you gain any real new fans? And a lot of times that's not the case. So sometimes I think people put too much attention on the playlisting when they should put more of the attention on the output of catalog.
Yeah, and then gaining people who care, right? Like gaining new fans, new supporters, new listeners. I think, people rely so much on playlisting because they think it's going to change their life. I'll tell you right now, I've been in playlists, got 2 million followers, and that playlist will give me 10,000 extra streams a month. It's not what you think it is, And then if you're saying like, oh, I'm not going to release as much music because I hope I get into a playlist,
that's a mistake.
It's like what, build up your catalog. Playlists will come eventually when you have enough people listening, right? You have to have a draw for that. Randomly, people will get into a playlist and, they don't have a big audience. But like Connor said, there's no real benefit.
I've also, just to add on to that, I've had people tell me like you need 4 weeks, like give it 4 weeks. It needs to be in the system to be accepted for playlisting. I had a song, EGOT, and I put it out on the Tuesday for a Thursday at midnight release, and it made a Canadian hip hop playlist, a Spotify editorial. So again, sometimes like the rules just don't work out the way they tell you. Just put the music out, and like you said, the playlist will find you.
I think there's also something to note that Nick released Pineapple in January, and then it went viral and got all the streams in June or July, right?
Yeah, I can touch on that. I put out Pineapple in January. I set it for a same day release.
Wow.
So it was like a Monday or a Tuesday, and
that's incredible.
I set and then obviously it doesn't release same day, but that's what I set it as. And then however long it takes to get to the platforms is when it got to the platforms. But that's what I set it for, and it's my best performing song ever. No playlists, just good content, right? Good content, good song. And later, when I pushed it again in the summertime, because it felt like it's a summer song and I wanted to hold off and push it in when it got a little warmer. And then it starts going crazy. People start engaging with it, right? Then it's getting into all these editorials organically because there's traction to the song. It becomes the second most viral song in, 5-6 countries, and is like global viral on the viral charts, and gets into Spotify's top 200 actual chart. It's gonna, like, you're getting into those playlists anyway. just based off of the engagement the song is getting. So I would less focus on trying to get into playlists. In fact, I never try to get into playlists. I submit it for playlists, but I don't like, the main thing I want to do is my release radar, because I have 112,000 followers on Spotify, and I want to get into their release radar.
And in order to do that, it has to
have
be a
to
week.
submitted to a playlist.
Right.
At least a week or
A week.
whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I submit to the playlist, and I'm grateful when I get in them, and I appreciate them, and I like being in them, but I'm not relying on being in them. It's just like a little bonus, you know?
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Cool. So did TikTok come naturally to you, or did it take some time to find your niche / workflow?
Took me some time.
Yeah, I'd say it took me some time. The idea of it took me longer than the actual content. I was like against it. And my wife Brianna is the one who convinced me to do it. And at the start, I didn't quite understand it. It was just like posting vertical, edits of my music videos.
That's one thing people do is TikTok can sniff this out a mile away. It's
recycling
people
old
are
content.
recycling content for TikTok when they need to be creating content for TikTok.
That's something you do really well that I've been watching and learning from.
It's a different animal. You need to be doing that. You can't just grab music video clips. You can't just grab old IG posts. Like, it needs to be, there is a community and a specific way that content is digested on TikTok. That you need to be creating content specifically for.
Yeah, it's true. Instagram content is different from TikTok content, which is different from YouTube content, obviously. Yeah, no, it's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, for real. And it took me a little bit just because I was new to TikTok. I had never, and this was a couple years ago. I have track record of creating. Every TikTok page I've started has done fairly well. I started a TikTok page called Holiday Now, and that got up 250,000 followers on it. And
so walk me through this. You have Nick D for your music. You've got Freddie for the podcast. And then what's this one you just said?
I had one called Holiday Now. It was like a comedy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
I can't wait to look it up.
That's so cool.
After this.
Do you still upload on it?
No, I don't.
Cool.
But I got that one to 250,000 followers with me and Cakes and another guy.
Awesome.
And then I grew my personal one and the Freddie one with Cakes.
Your personal one's about to hit 1 million, and the Freddie one's over 1 million.
Yeah, Freddie's 1.4 million.
Wow.
And mine is just coming up on 1 million. But I mean, I had to learn it, right? And the way to learn is you have to digest the content. You have to spend some time scrolling and learning and putting in the work to figure out, what's going on here, what do people like, and how can I add value to the For You page.
Yeah.
Not just how can I benefit from TikTok, right?
Yeah.
You have to think, when somebody's scrolling past this, is this going to be something that is making their For You page better? Is it like the highlight of their For You page, or is it like, let me just scroll past that real quick. And if it's a music video clip, it's like, this guy's promoting,
I love what you said there, because we've noticed this. It's important to scroll and consume constantly, because patterns are changing, their algorithms changing. Last year, we were into very quick content. If he was doing a skit, a line can take no more than 2 seconds. And then I saw a video, and it was 1 minute and 45 seconds. And I was like, that's new. And that caught my attention.
Yeah.
So we tried a long form skit, and it crushed
That's how you said first popped off. Yeah.
So things are changing.
And
the second people see a guy with headphones and a mic, they're like another promoter. So you have to hook them in a different way and get them.
There's this video that's going viral right now. I forget the guy's name and the song's name, but it starts off with him singing this like.
Oh, that's what I was talking about.
Like really poorly, like this is Danny.
With the guitar.
Yeah. And then it goes into his actual song.
I couldn't have done her without my financial support, without her financial support.
It's genius.
Yeah, it's genius because it's like...
that song's the #1 viral song in the United States.
I know. and it's like he like was tricking you.
And immediately Republic Records is in his email address. They're
of course.
just watching the algorithm, man.
You know what's funny about that video? Fun fact, Danny, his wife, is a huge YouTuber. I used to watch her when I was little. She was part of a girl band called Cimarelli.
Yeah.
That's just a random fact, but brilliant channel.
Yeah, I thought it
love
was so
what they're
smart
doing.
that he, off the bat, it wasn't like, oh, an artist trying to promote their music.
Yeah.
And then
here's my song. I hope you like it. You
right.
know?
And then by that point,
But-
like you kind of did when you talked about Pineapple, where it
Yeah.
was like, get them with a question, with intrigue, and then doing a trick shot. It's like things happen so fast, and by that time, you're like already into the song. And if the song is good, it's good. The content is going to work.
Yeah.
All right, I have one more question to close out this episode.
Let's do it.
You guys talk about this a lot too. How much should I prioritize pre-release promotion to push pre-saves?
I was waiting for that.
I'm an advocate for absolutely not doing it.
Yeah, we've gone back and forth about this because I've tried to do some pre-save campaigns. I had one, honestly, the one I did for You Said was the only one that did well. And then
How
I
many
kept.
pre-saves did you get?
How many pre-saves?
4,500.
We got 4,500
Okay.
pre-saves.
Did you get in any editorials?
Nope. So was it worth it?
I mean, at that point, I got my most like first day streams that I had ever gotten.
Which was?
I don't remember.
You know, it's like,
It was 20,000.
20,000
Was it?
first day? Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
okay.
At least it was very good at the time
Yeah.
too. But then to play like devil's advocate, how many streams would that have? Because that
How many views did the videos get?
so it was two videos that were promoting the pre-save campaign. Each one got 600,000. So it was like, let's call it 1.2 million, right? So if I had put those out after the fact, promoting the song, and they did just as well,
You maybe would
would I
have
have gotten
gotten
more than
50
20,000?
first day.
Yeah. And that's where my head's at all the time. And I don't. The people who are doing pre-save campaigns, most of them are on labels. And the label won't let them release a song unless there is traction shown
We have noticed
that
that.
people like it. You won't know that they're on labels, but they're on labels.
There's ways to find out.
Yeah, they're on labels. And that's literally the reason that they're doing pre-save campaigns is for the label to know there is a
Demand.
the demand for this song. So they don't waste their time and their money on promoting something they don't know that's going to work. So they wait until they find something that's going to work, and then they add fuel to the fire. But for the independent artists, you need all the streams you can get. So if you got a video that does 1 million views on a pre-save campaign and you get 5,000 pre-saves off of it, what is the point? You know?
Yeah, one thing I'll jump in and say too is we've noticed that the pre-save links don't convert very well because you have to sign into Spotify, you have to sign into Apple. By that point, most people are like, it's not
easy to
worth
do.
the effort. Where if you're just streaming, it's you click the link, you click where you want to stream it, and you're there, and it converts a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's much easier. And people can Shazam that junks, and it's out. And people go listen to it, they add it to a playlist, and all of a sudden, you got a song in your catalog doing 10,000 streams a day, doing 20,000, doing 30,000 streams a day.
I've also noticed this trend of people really love when a song goes viral, and I see a lot of comments when I was promoting You Said of people saying, "I'm so happy I can listen to
song
this
is
right
out."
away." Yeah, it's like finally someone who's not teasing something that comes out in 3 weeks. Yeah,
If you can't see this right now, Nick is banging his mic against his head.
Promote your songs when they're out.
yeah.
Don't play this dang game.
And last thing I'll say, you tried a pre-save campaign
I've tested it.
one final time
I
like
te-
2 weeks ago,
yeah, bro.
and you still were like,
The last time,
Didn't you get a text from Nick? You're like, I'm never doing this again, bro.
Yeah, I'm never doing this
Yeah.
again. I've tested it like 2-3 times. I'm like, okay, I'll test it again.
Because it's tempting to
the
test.
last time I did it was literally to just pay attention to it. Video does 2 million views.
wow, I forgot about that.
And I get 5,000 pre-saves.
And then you told me the day it came out, it felt like any other release for you. Like it really did.
Same. And no, first song in 5 releases, I didn't get any editorials.
That's crazy.
And the only one I did pre-saves for.
That's crazy.
So it's like,
All right, well, it's my job to wrap these two up, or they will
Hey,
talk all night about this. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Sweet.
see ya.
Okay, we roll up on it, get to know you, get paid, then we pay it forward. Hold the phone, never got the ball, this working, paying off.